My wife 33F cheated on me 30M. Long story inside. Comments and opinions are very welcomed and appreciated. The reason I'm writing this is because I'm trying to figure out why my wife had an affair. My wife and I have been together for close to 4 years, and we've been married for almost 2.5 years. During this time, we have experienced multiple instances of her cheating on me with other men, the most of which took place primarily through texts and Snapchat messages. Although painful and upsetting, none of this could be considered an affair in its proper sense. She explained to me that these occurrences were for the purpose of validating herself, and that she had no intention of causing me harm. Every time, she vowed that would be the last time she did something of that nature, and she would feel regret for several months thereafter. I would forgive her because I believed in her and thought it would be a mistake to break our relationship over words and photographs. 2019 marked a turning point in all of this. She started a conversation with a former coworker who she had worked with when she was a teenager. She was hitting on her and she was going to quit talking to him, as she explained it to me when she first told me about the situation. However, she did not stop talking to him, and eventually the situation spiraled out of control to the point where she began messaging him nonstop for many days. When I found out, I immediately went into a severe depression and sought help from a therapist since I was having suicidal thoughts as a result of it. I was irritated because she lied about talking to him, and in contrast to the males she had dated in the past, she spent our time talking to him on her phone when we were together. In addition, he had a well-defined six-pack and a massive penis. Because of how absurd his body is, I have told a few of my friends that I would have laughed if I had seen his image and heard the tale about him. I've got a dad physique and a face that's kind of appealing. The size of my penis is around average. Initially, she asserted that she had done nothing improper, and subsequent arguments between the two of us lasted for several days. During this time, though, my physical health was deteriorating, and I was experiencing severe heart palpitations. Because of this, we had to have a talk in which I explained to her that if she couldn't stop talking to this other person, then we couldn't be together. She went with him instead of me. But a few hours later, she offered an apology, and the conflict was resolved. I continued attending to my weekly therapy appointments throughout the course of the following few months, while she continued having relapses and chatting to this other person. She confessed to me that she was experiencing a relapse because she was worried about him and feared that he was suicidal because he was going through a divorce. After I had caught her lying for the 4th time, I got in my car and told her that I was going to leave her. After that, she became silent for the next half a year toward him, refusing to even acknowledge his existence. During this period, he attempted to get in touch with her on multiple occasions, but she informed me that he did not receive a response from her. That is, up until the time when her father went away. After the death of her father, she resumed communicating with him, and after a few meetings together, the two of them had estimal relations. When I confronted her about the affair, she initially hinted that he had our pet or time without her consent, forcing her to remove her clothes, but she subsequently admitted that this was a lie. I found out about the affair. They carried on an affair for approximately 6 weeks, ending it somewhere around the holiday season. During the time that we were having an affair, although I was blissfully unaware of it, she was having estimal relations with another man. During the course of the affair, we were involved in multiple significant battles. Because I was uninformed of the affair, I assumed that they were connected to the death of her father. During these arguments, she told me that I did not trust her, that she was no longer attracted to me, that I was socially awkward, that her distaste was aroused by the fact that I bit my nails, that she found time uninteresting, and that we were not estimally compatible. In addition to that, she told me on multiple times that she intended to leave me. However, she has stated numerous times in the past that she wanted to leave me, and I believe that this is more of a nuke that she uses than anything that she truly believes. She told me that I wasn't taking as good of care of myself as I used to in the past. Since we first met, both of us have experienced a weight gain. For the record, at least in my opinion, the primary reason our estimal encounters were disappointing was because of her. She didn't put much effort into the bedroom, and she left it up to me to get the toys that she wanted. However, once the toys that she wanted were arrived, she refused to play with them ever again. I have a whip that has been used twice, as well as a pair of shackles that have also been used twice, in addition to a whole bunch of other stuff that is just sitting there. She also only has orgasms, and if I'm lucky, she'll let me go down on her once a month. In addition, she only has orgasms. My ability to penetrate is not that impressive. Because I'm 6'4" chest tall, I have a hard time figuring out the best positions. Because there is no foreplay, my wife frequently finds herself in a dry state down below. For some reason, she doesn't seem to get the concept that in and later, where the novelty of the relationship has worn off, foreplay is pretty much essential to having a satisfying S-time experience. I am aware that she probably did not find herself attracted to me, and as a result, she does not find S-time thrilling. After a period of roughly a month, the fighting eventually subsided and came to an end. I had the impression that she had put an end to our arguments so that we might celebrate Christmas together, and that she would serve me with divorce papers in the new year. It seems that her connection with AP is continuing its decline at an alarming rate. It wasn't until a few days before the new year that I learned about the affair. I noticed that she had a notification on Snapchat just as the affair was coming to a close. As soon as I saw APS's name, I had a feeling that something was off. I confronted her about it and was shocked to learn that she had been intimate with the person in question. I was getting severe chest pains, had been throwing up for a week straight every morning, and was having panic attacks at work. My wife was honest with me about her affair for the most part, and she provided most of the information that I requested regarding it, albeit not all at once. At first, she claimed that she did not have any feelings for him and that their relationship was simply physical. However, I found out later that she had asked to stay the night at his place, and when I questioned her about it, she stated that if she had done so, she would have slept in a different room from the one she had been assigned. Okay, whatever you say, honey. Example, if marriage were all about the physical aspect, why would you spend the night at someone else's house? It doesn't make sense. In spite of his physique, he had a poor ability to prematurely ejaculate. She reported that the S-time was enjoyable at first, NRE, if I had to guess, but that it eventually became less satisfying and more painful. Her AP was not good at delivering OL the only way my wife can have orgasms, and believe me, it takes a lot of effort, and he was not a good kisser. After they had S-time, he was extremely impolite and refused to even get her something as basic as water. When I phoned the AP and spoke with him for a half an hour, he provided me with a collection of lies and half-facts. He said that my wife had asked him to impregnate her despite the fact that we have been trying for a child for several years without success. She insists that she has never made such a statement. She requested that he forego the use of condoms. The wife asserts that this is a lie and that she only promised to forego the use of condoms during AL and period intercourse. In addition to this, he stated that she was making out with him because life is too short. AP claimed that he could never be with my wife because of her extroverted personality, and he also claimed that he could never date a cheater. He claimed that he was lying to her about another woman in order to keep her away from him since he didn't want to be the reason why they split up. The fact that he lied to her about the other woman made my wife very angry. While I do believe some of what he said, I have a strong suspicion that he lied about other parts of what he stated. Because my wife showed me some texts they exchanged after the fact in which he appeared to contradict himself, and as a result, they parted ways on poor terms. The S-time act itself doesn't disturb me nearly as much as other aspects of it do. I had previously communicated to my wife that I was willing to consider a devil's three-way if she was honest about it and shared all of the communications with me. She said that the messages are too intimate, that it wouldn't work out, and that we should be monogamous. I asked her to reconsider, but she said no. I don't enjoy being lied to, and her chatting to men behind my back makes me feel like I'm getting made fun of and criticized. Strange as it may seem, AP also mentioned a devil's three-way, and she stated that I would not have been interested in that. The following is what ultimately gets under my skin. The lying and manipulating that was done by my wife during the affair. The AP proceeding with it despite knowing I was suicidal from simply the way we had been talking about it. He was unaware that I was participating in psychotherapy. The manner in which AP dealt with my wife disrespectful and basically using her, knowing full well what she was sacrificing. After years of my performing a variety of tasks for my wife, I am aware of this fact. Everything with the exception of dressing her, handling money, taking care of the dog, running errands, managing the household, preparing meals, and providing whatever she desired when she made a request for it. Since she makes more money than I do, I did this as a means to make up for the difference. It hurts so much to think that a man can appear out of nowhere and take her away from me, especially because men are so sneaky. The fact that he had a nice body was all that was required of him in order to win her over. The Timul acts that she would perform on AP but would not perform for me. On more than one occasion, my wife displayed more care for AP's health than she did for my own, and she even made fun of my heart palpitations. When I asked AP about it, he lied to me and said that he wanted to be merely friends with her. At the time, we had only been exchanging text messages. AP showed up at my residence. She claimed that it was his idea. AP said that the concept was hers, so who knows? I am the only long-term relationship that my wife has had with someone who has not abused her physically or mentally or used her for money. As a result of this, my wife wants to start going to counseling right away. Wanted to go after she started ducking AP. That's a point in our favor. During the past month, she has treated me in the same manner that she did when we first started dating. As a result of her being written up for an increasing number of infractions after I found out about it, she was fired from her job. My therapist believes that it is connected to her feelings of guilt. I've never been one to hold grudges. I'm going to keep fighting in the hopes that she will finally learn her lesson and stop cheating once and for all thanks to counseling. I am aware that this is a long shot, and a good number of people, especially on this subreddit, will believe that I am mad. Nevertheless, I am prepared to give her one more chance to grow up and gain wisdom from her mistakes in the past. I no longer have concerns about being separated from her. I would much rather have her in my life, but if she can't be faithful, then I have no business being with her. If she can't be faithful, then I have no business being with her. I will post updates on a regular basis with new information regarding the persons who are willing to forgive their partner for cheating and give their relationship another shot. I'm here to answer any questions or provide any clarifications that you might have. Thank you for your time. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 3, why the flying duck are you putting up with her BS? Man the hell up, dump her and have some respect for yourself. Is this for real? Redditor 4, should have left her the first time. Then definitely the second. You let her know that she can cheat with no consequences. Now she's ducking someone else. See a lawyer and divorce her. Redditor 5, apparently the only man on the planet who would not divorce this dreadful woman after all of the S that she has pulled is you. If you ever want to be happy again, leave this woman. She is an anchor on your life, dragging you down. Redditor 6, man, I didn't read all of this, but I read enough to say just end it. Obviously it's your life, you can do what you want, but why put up with this? It's just not worth it, brother. Redditor 7, it's time to go, dude. How could you ever trust her again? Let it go. It's hard, I know. You'll be better off in the end. Redditor 10, time for you to gain some self-respect, and end this sham marriage. Hire a lawyer tomorrow, file and serve her. Blow up her fantasy world, tell your family, her family, and your friends what she is doing. Never cover up for a cheater. If they do not suffer the consequences of their actions, they never stop and only get better at covering up. If her affair partner is married or has a significant other, tell her. Go for full custody of your children and kick her out of the house. Sorry that you are here, it sucks, and will get worse before it gets better. Stay strong and take care of yourself and your children.